Barnes is our forest landscape architect, and she is working on the senior management system for the National Forest, and I'll go through and explain what that means. So the first thing is, why is scenery management necessary? So research has shown that high-quality scenery, especially related to natural occurring forests, enhance people's lives and benefit society. So the people need natural occurring landscapes to serve their psychological and physiological safety valves for these reasons. So some of the reasons are that urban pressures are increasing, pressures are demanding more land development, especially adjacent to the national forest. Technology, as you've heard in the piece, is rapidly advancing. Demands for goods and services are increasing. And so it's shown that as people's lives become more complex, their blood pressure goes up in certain situations. So in traffic, you can see, so you don't, this chart is kind of confusing, but what it's basically saying is traffic, the longer you're in traffic, the higher your blood pressure goes up. And the higher you're in pedestrian mall or in crowded areas, your blood pressure goes up. But as longer you're in nature, your blood pressure actually drops. Once plentiful landscapes, appearing landscapes are becoming, one of the other big reasons are because our plentiful natural appearing landscapes are becoming more scarce. So Greg mentioned that we do a visitor use monitoring, and the one that was done in 2008 showed that 23% of our visitors participate in doing natural features, 13% use the scenic byway, 14% of the visitors participate in driving for pleasure, looking at scenery and all of those things. And I would venture to guess that more uses. So what the scenery management system is, prior to 1995, the Tonto's scenic resources were inventoried and analyzed in what we call the visual management system. After 1995, they changed it to the scenery management system. And what this is a framework for inventory, analysis, and management of scenery on the forest. And we use that also in the forest management. And we're planning to all of our projects. And so some of the components of the analysis covers are the landscape character. So the landscape character is a combination of physical, biological, and cultural attributes that make the area unique. Some of these are the landform rocks. So I'll go through a few of those. Landforms, and all these pictures were taken on the Tonto. So the landforms they talk about are mountain rising, from a sea desert, rolling foothills, canyons, mountaintops. Some of the rock forms are the rocky outcrops or unusual formations. These are usually associated with steep slopes. Vegetation, so the Tonto has vegetation that goes from the deserts and grasslands, woodlands, and the high elevation plains and some urban areas. Also water forms, the creeks, dramatic waterfalls, and lakes. And some of our cultural elements are the city and the desert, the historic road, which that's the Apache Trail when they were first building it. The prehistoric sites, some of our recreation areas. And some of the other landforms is the service patterns, so wildfire, flooding, bark beetle epidemics, and infestations. So another element that we measure is the contrast analysis. And so this is the amount of changes to the natural occurring landscape. So on the left, the designation of this structure shows that it's a positive natural effect because it blends in with the line form color of the landscape. And on the right is the white structure contrasts and sticks out with the color, form, and texture. And that is not optical, by the way. So currently, the Tonto's working on the scenery management system, like I said, and they're working on the mapping and inventory portion in preparation for the forest plan revision. And some of the things that they measure are scenic attractiveness. And what scenic attractiveness is the measure of the scenic importance of the landscape. We talked about the different classes that we represent. And so there's Class A, which they call distinct, and this means it has a positive attribute of variety, unity, vividness, order, harmony, pattern. So there's a lot of things going on in it. Class B is what they consider typical. It's more common, has a few of the cultural features, how much importance is placed on the landscape when it's viewed from different areas. So we have concern levels that are high, and these are recreation sites and travel only on the highways and trails. The views of the public has a modern concern for scenery is the concern level 2, and often these are areas that are used by users that maybe their primary wasn't going out to look at the scenery, like hunting. You know, they're out there, they like the scenery, but it's not as big a concern. And we don't measure the low concern for scenery in areas. So visibility, I'll go through these really quick. Another thing that we measure is the visibility. How distant zones are, the foreground, middle ground, and background of it. And another thing that is the scenic attractive class. And this shows how the concern levels and the distance zones combine, and you guys don't need to worry about that chart. It's to look at the different classes. So they look at the concern levels and the distance zone, and they have a chart that rates the scenic attractiveness. Another thing that is monitored and inventoried is the scenic integrity. And this is the degree to which landscape is visually perceived as being complete. So landscapes that have little or no deviation from character from value as a high scenic rating. So some things that can affect the scenic integrity we talked about recreation sites, special uses, some of the Forest Service facilities, and other things, vegetation management, mines, quarries, so there's different levels, and also really quickly, but we're running short on time, but different levels of scenic integrity. We have high, very high, sorry, and these are ones that it has very minute deviations from the natural. So wilderness is one of those wild scenic areas. High are ones that are still natural in appearance, and the deviations are all elements from the landscape. So natural roads, historic areas, cultural sites. Moderate is where the character has been slightly altered, but where the deviation begins to dominate. So then paved roads, some of our recreation areas. And low are the areas that they have small single buildings. It's very obvious. So we have such things as a Forest Service reporter. And then very low are where the landscape is heavily altered. So this is a moderate-sized Forest Service facility or a public pad. We only use this for inventory. We never use it as an objective. Oh, I'm sorry. Very low we do once in a while. Unacceptably low we use it as an inventory, not as an objective. And so these are where the landscape is completely altered. You know, damage, lots of sites. So the scenic integrity objectives, this is the maximum level of deviation from the value of landscape character. And this is what the final results of the inventory is trying to find out, what our scenic integrity objectives are. So the scenic integrity objectives will provide guidance in the scenery and will be included in the Forest